If you have been bombarded by failure recently, my word of advice to you would come out of my Failing Forward book, and it would be very simple advice. Find the good in the bad experience. Hi, John Maxwell here. Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. We're going through Failing Forward chapters, and I'm doing my best to, in these minutes, few minutes, every week and every day, to teach you how to fail correctly. I would also greatly encourage you to purchase my book, Failing Forward. It's a million seller. And of the 9,500 books that I've written, without any question, one of the 10 top books that I hear from people as far as how it's changed their life is when they read Failing Forward. I've literally had people, when they got out of prison, look me up and come and say, while I was in prison, somebody gave me Failing Forward. It taught me to change my mindset, my attitude about failure, and I'm a free person today because I read that book. That was a very rewarding time for me when I recently heard a past inmate give me credit to getting him out of prison. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't get him out of prison. He got himself out of prison because he made a good choice. He decided to change the way that he was thinking. And that's what this is all about. Every bad experience has something to teach you. It's something that you can learn. And the moment that you learn from a bad experience, it becomes a good experience. You see, when failure faces me, and I've been introduced to it, and I've done it, I have two choices to make. I can either blame my failure on somebody else or excuse myself. Basically, what people have the wrong attitude toward failure to do, they leave the scene. They leave the scene. They say, oh my gosh, I got to get away from failure as quickly as I possibly can. I didn't do it. Wasn't my fault. Don't want to think about it anymore. Don't want to go back there. Hey, I'll never do that one again. I think it was Mark Twain that said if a cat sits on a hot stove, that cat won't sit on a hot stove again. Mark Twain also said that cat won't sit on a cold stove either. That cat just don't want to sit on stoves. Well, what's happened is had a bad experience. Didn't learn from it. After a while, thought all stoves were probably bad. That's not true. You see, if you are fearful of your failure and it makes you feel bad, you want to leave it as fast as you can. You leave the scene. If you leave it, you never learn from it. You extracted no good from the failure. You just extracted negativity from that failure, and you say, not going there again. But if you take a bad experience and you stay with it, you don't leave it, you learn from it. You can either leave it, that makes a bad experience a worse experience, or you can learn from it. That makes a bad experience a better experience. When you learn from your failure, you don't repeat it because you learn from it. Now what you're doing is you're improving your life. And that's what perspective does. You take a bad experience and make it a good experience. Why? How? By not leaving, but learning. Thanks for being with me today on Minute with Maxwell. I've enjoyed my time with you. Stay with me. We're going to talk a little bit more about how can you fail forward.